Hi everybody, good morning from Ermington again, New South Wales. It's a different day, but same bullshit. What I mean by that is I've had nothing but issues for about nearly 13 months now. It's from Lean Coast, like the started it, to everyone that's friends with Whitey, friends with my neighbour, friends with friends. So basically, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and what's going on. I have had nothing but lies and bullshit said about me from the start. I've been accused of various things. They kept changing it. They're saying that I have ugly teeth, that I've got this missing, that missing, that I've got a funny eye, fucking wonky eye, that I'm ugly, that no one's my friend, no one knows me, that I don't have a high friendship, I don't have anyone that cares about me, anyone that's loyal to me, anyone that stands by me. They said that they can tell anyone they want where they can live, the way they can live, where they spend their money. That basically Lynn's saying that I'm her ATM machine. I have to keep giving her money every time she needs it and wants it. She's saying that I stole her actual fucking desktop computer in my pocket. She blamed Portia, her sister, for it, and Coops for it. She still can't find it, so she keeps blaming everyone but herself. I am sure that she got Jeff to get rid of it at one point. I say they probably have. And what's happened is that basically she wants, because I said I was going to get her a new computer, but she started all this bullshit, so there was no point in me doing that. Then before that, I was buying meat packs from June Butchers. Thank you for those. They're actually absolutely gorgeous fucking packs. They actually did them quite well. I had a mixture of all this different stuff in it. Plus, I got my roast to go with on top of it. And I think, if I'm right, that should have came to about $140, $148 in total. I also gave Lynn money when we're out shopping, and Jeffrey had said to me that I didn't have to do that. But I did. I gave Lynn money in cash all the time when I came back from the shops, or when I go down and get money to pay my rent. The rent was supposed to include water, electricity, the internet, and half the food, which it did. And she turned around and told everyone I never did it, that I never gave her the money. As Centrelink probably could confirm, you are, when someone's on any job seeker, which I was at the time, you are only allowed to give them 10% of your income. I gave her half of my income every time. Then any of my savings or any money that I came across or I had given or was receiving from somewhere because they owed me money, she wanted it because I owed it to her. Anytime we went out anywhere, she wanted me to buy for her. If she bought me something and I get home, I'll go and get the money out of my account and give it to her. If I didn't have the money on me, I would actually give it to her as soon as we got home. She would turn around to me every time Portia and Coops were there and Jeff was around. Pass it to me in your hand so they can't see it, so I can put it away. I asked her, what are you putting the money towards? Oh, we're going away. I'm going away on a cruise with my friend Margaret. I said, who paid for the cruise? Oh, Margaret did. She's paid for me and Jeff. Or she's paid for me, or my friends, or I've told my friends what's going on with Jeff, and they've actually been gullible enough to fucking pay for it. If you are watching this and you have seen this, ask her for the money back. Ask her for her side of things. Ask her and tell her that you need money because of you spending money on her. Go get your money back. Tell her you want your money back, the money that you spent on her. If you spent anything on this woman, I'm telling you now, go get it back. Tell her you want your money back. She bought a brand new home with Jeffrey in June, New South Wales. They got the mortgage through St. George Bank. She got the money out of her super to pay for the deposit for a hold for that house. So how can it be a rental? How can it be a rental when she renovated the whole place inside and out? She asbestos it by herself with Jeff. They've done all the plumbing themselves. If it was a rental, wouldn't you have professionals in the actual company would be doing it? Wouldn't you be actually under a real estate agent when you're actually the one that owns it and you're not answering to anyone but yourself? Guys, she is running out of money. She has ran out of fucking money is what she's doing. All that money she had saved and all the money she was relying on is gone. And I can tell you now, 100% that most of it's gone on poker machines. Her and Jeff have gone out to the poker down the club or down at the pub. They've gone out with family members and they've gone to the club. That's where she puts it. I can tell you that right now. That is where she puts it. People from Wagga RSL Club and Genie Services Club. You would know this woman quite well. She is Portia Remington's sister. The one that used to come down and play bingo with you guys that complain all the time. She's the one that will leave a guy with cancer at home while she goes and plays bingo. She's the one that goes around complaining that her sister got new stuff and she didn't. She will complain that everyone else is getting stuff and she can't. But they're renting, but she owns it, but Lynn owns it. So why is she complaining? She got a house. She's paying for a house. She wanted the mortgage to start with. She said she was sick of renting. You know, like she moved from the Central Coast. She was doing Uber at one stage, Uber driving and stuff like that, just to make up extra cash because she didn't have enough of a high lifestyle like she had with Alan. She had Retrovision company with Alan up on the Central Coast. And Alan's last name is Hardy. A lot of you will probably know him. She left him to be with Jeffrey. And basically he's moved on and got a life. Alan's got a life for himself and it's a lot better than being with her. And Alan, if you're watching this, well done, mate. I would have got rid of her a lot sooner than that. Basically, when it comes down to it, all people are worried about is that I'm ugly, that people are gullible if they're watching my videos, they're gullible if they're in contact with me, they're gullible if they know me, they're gullible if they're related to me. They're saying that everyone in the world is gullible except for them. They're saying that the government's gullible, they're saying that everyone's gullible, that everyone pays the government to forge their fucking IDs, their documentation. That I stole all my photos, I stole my kids' photos, that I stole my whole life pretty much. And those down in Rosebud that did come with me that day that when I did end up in Frankston Hospital for stitches in my foot when I was using ice, and that lady that was in the bed next to me at Frankston Hospital. Hello. So basically, anyone that does recognize me, anyone that does know me will know the story and my backstory and what actually happened down in Rosebud when I was down there. Everyone from Blue Bay Cafe, from McRae and Heather, I would like to thank you, Heather, for taking me in when there wasn't a spot and putting me in the position you did put me in when it came down the kitchen running and to actually do your birthday party. I would like to thank everyone that was on staff that night, like Mark. You were the best head chef we had at Blue Bay Cafe, even though you were a pain in my ass at times. Cheeky as all shit. Love you guys, miss you guys down there. Everyone I came across in Mackay, everyone that I travelled and met through backpackers in Mackay and Sydney. Guys, I hope you have a safe travel. I hope you're enjoying your journey. I hope you're all safe. Everyone that I've worked for through Sydney, that I've worked with as well. Everyone that I've actually had a chance to get to know on my way through from my childhood right through to now. I do appreciate everything that everyone's done. those that did help me out when I did have my company running, when did have the kids on my own all the time without their father around. I couldn't have done it without you guys. For all the support that I've had over the years from everyone that actually has been part of my life, that has been through my journey, that has been the support that I've had and still got. Thank you for your time and effort. You aren't my biological family, but you are my second family. To everyone that has actually supported me through my strains, for my dedication of training, everyone that's done all my training for me in Melbourne and Sydney and Queensland, thank you so much. Everyone that's helped me with everything in general, thank you. As you know, Mum passed in 2014 to a heart attack found in the main street in Rose Meadow by a bus driver. Thank you to that bus driver for calling the cop and the ambulance. I'm sorry that I did find out through Facebook that my family did not contact me regarding this. I had to get the information secondhand. I'm sorry my auntie had to find my nan face down in the kitchen when she passed away in Mount Eton. She had a heart attack about 20 past 12 that night, and my auntie didn't turn up till about 7 in the morning. Thank you to the coroner and the actual ambulance officers and police that did attend. I just like to thank Leppington Memorial for helping with the cremation of both my mum and my nan. I'd like to thank the families that did turn up to their funeral. I would like thank you to all the support we had when Nan passed and Mum passed. As most of you know, Leppington is in New South Wales. It is located between Liverpool and Narellan. I'd like to also thank those that took me in when I most needed. I'd like to thank Tanya Pozza for taking me on and letting me manage all your properties as you did. And I'm so sorry I didn't stick around like you said that you were going to sell up if I had left. I am sorry that you did sell. And if any chance you want to go back into that at all, I am happy to relocate again to give you a hand. Tanya, you did an amazing job as the owner. You took on a massive pressure. You took on everything with flying colours. Anything we needed and wanted, you got. What you couldn't get, I actually got for us. So we're pretty much of a friggin' dead set team when it came down to running those boarding houses in Rosebud and in Dandenong and in the city, in Melbourne. I would like to also thank Renee and Michael and his family for all your support down in Rosebud and Frankston. I'd say everyone hi from Two Pines Cottage and everyone from the Pines in Frankston and Rosebud. I'd like to say, well, I hope everything's working out for everyone. Everyone that I've come across in Rosebud, you guys were fucking, I don't know, you guys were different to what I'm used to. We had a lot of good times. We had a lot of bad times. We've seen some good things. We've seen some bad things. We've been through the highs. We've been through the lows together for 5 years. We got on the drugs. We got on the party life. We enjoyed it as we went. Everyone had babysitters for their kids, no matter what. I think I got left with most of your kids, didn't I? I'd like to say congratulations to all the kids from Rosebud that I know that have graduated. You guys have done an amazing job. I didn't think you would actually get past half the schooling that you did. You were so boisterous. You were naughty. You were unbelievably funny, mischievous. You were absolutely probably amazing children that I've actually come across, and young adults now, I should say. I like to think everyone that I used to hang around with, I got to know to a certain point at some point, even though at the beginning, a lot of you weren't sure about me. Some of you didn't even like me, and then you actually got to know me properly, and then you relied on me for so much. And it was like, I guess you have to earn someone that side of things instead of just being given it, you know. Like it took a lot of effort to actually put in to actually go, okay, I will make the effort if you meet me halfway. As most of you know, I was hanging around with Pillsy, and a lot of his mates. I was hanging around with few of the girls actually got quite jealous because they wanted to be with a few of the guys, and they were actually hanging around me all the time, and they all thought I wanted them when I had kept telling them I didn't. I had Renee say to me about one guy that I was actually really good friends with. She wanted him, and she thought because I was good friends with him that I wanted him, and then I had to convince her that I didn't want him. And she ended up with him, and that relationship was really quite sour. Renee, I'm so glad you recovered from that, honey. I'm glad you got the help you did. I'm glad that you asked for help. I'm glad that the community reached out to you and actually got you back on your feet. You went through a lot. I can't believe you actually lived through what you went through. I'm sorry I wasn't there to actually pick you up this time. I would have stayed by your side, as you know. I've stood by you through thick and thin, as you knew. I got you out of a lot of trouble. You've got me into a lot more trouble than I've actually got you into. But those I have met through Renee, I would like to say I really hope you're all well. I hope you're still enjoying the party life. Have some for me. I have been off everything for the last 10 years. I've had mental health support behind me. I've been offered drug and alcohol issue stuff, and I've been offered every support system whatsoever in New South Wales and Victoria. As the mental health community can say to everyone, I am one of the survivors that actually did the hard way. I did it by not going into rehab. I did it from home. I did it on my own. And I'd like to thank the Frankston team for that and the Rosebud team. You guys, even though you offered me all the help, as you've seen, I was very stubborn, pig-headed. I took myself on my own journey, and you guys pretty much just stood back and followed me. As soon as I came back to Sydney, as you would know, I only came back because 3 of my kids were raped by their father, Trevor. He was found guilty. He got 14 years. He's got 4 more left. I had to come back to go to court next day. I had all the documentation in front of me given to me. The kids reported him to their principal and to their support worker at school. The police got involved, and Lynn Murphy had the kids taken off her. She's still in full denial that he did it. He had videos of what he did, how he did it. He had full documentation that went to the courts that actually was filed, and there was proof of more girls he actually did it to and their kids. To let everyone know, I wasn't legally with Trevor. We only had kids together when I was with him, and basically he was doing his own thing. I was doing mine. The only time you'll find me and Trevor together was when we're going out on outings with the family, or when we're going shopping to do the basics, or I had an appointment or he had an appointment. I had a joint credit card with him with the Commonwealth Bank, but he decided to go and blow that. That had $40,000 on it. Only took him 3 hours to blow that fucking thing, didn't it? I paid half that bill even though I didn't spend anything on it, because he couldn't do it, and I did tell him not to spend it. As you all know, Leon William Johnson is actually one of my kids with Trevor. Bailey Johnson has now changed his last name to Wilkins, which was my mum's father's last name. Then you got Chelsea Marie Johnson, who's also changed her last name to Wilkins. They have started off really shit lives with their dad. I had them until they got put into Lynn's care. The Department of Child Services did say that they did make the wrong mistake, that they were at fault, that they wrongly accused me of something because of what Lynn and her nephew's wife had said that they had no clue about. That was proved that I was not guilty of doing no wrongdoing towards my children. I did go up against DCJ in Campbelltown when it came down to Joshua and Jacob, when they were called by my mum and my stepsister Belinda and her friends as well. They all ganged up on me saying shit that they had no clue about. Mum had never been at the house at all to have a look. She never came around to help me. She never did anything. The only person that did help me was Denny, which is her partner at the time. He's my stepdad who raised raised Joshua and Jacob. As most of you would have been told a whole different story to this. I got the whole paperwork on it. Has Belinda in it. Has who put the allegations in, their side of things. DCJ gave me the whole outline of who did what reporting, who did what, who said what. They gave me the whole interview. They gave me everything I needed. I got a public apology from DCJ. Campbelltown office would tell you that I actually fought them so freaking hard that they were found guilty. I actually shut them down for 6 months. Internal investigation, court proceedings. I then also, at that point, my lawyer at that point, I would like to thank you so much for standing by me through that. You did an amazing job with all the information I gave you. Debbie, who was my caseworker back then, I'm sorry you lost your job, but as the tricks that you were playing, I saw through you quite fucking fast. And as you've seen, I actually did get you in court, and you did admit to what you did. I will admit that basically my house did get done over 4 times a year in Mount Annan through people I knew that I let in my house. All my kids' toys went. They cut the wires to my alarm system. They cut the wires to my electricity box. They put holes in my walls. They took all the locks off all the windows and doors. They broke the windows in the bathroom, in the toilet. They took all my TVs, my stereos, all my iPads, all my phones. They took all the food out of my fridge and out of my cupboard. They took my lounge. They took the exercise equipment out of the garage. They stole everything they could get their hands on. They took the tiles off the roof. to get into the garage to unlock it. The police will tell you in Camden that is what happened. That was investigated properly, and do you know who the culprits are? My neighbour Leanne and Bradley, I'd like to say hi to you guys, and sorry that you guys did get broken into that day that you went away. That was actually for your kids' friends that actually planned that. They got a truck when you left to actually come around to take all your furniture and everything out. The other guys were standing at the front talking to your daughters. They also did the house around the corner down the next street as well while they were away. As for everyone I grew up with, Brendan Sultana, you're the biggest pain in my fucking ass in Mount Annan. But you were the one that actually loved taking me out on trail bike riding. We used to go and friggin' go fishing, camping. We really got into a lot of mischief, even though you're a lot older than me. Brendan's brothers, that is actually his twin. Don't ever play that fucking game on me again, or we'll come down to Melbourne and kick her ass. Craig, who is their brother, I'd like to say it was really nice to meet you. You actually probably, I'll say, the more less cheeky one out of the whole lot of your brothers. I'd like to say hello to his family, his mum and dad, for allowing me in their home and for spending time down there with them. I'd like to say hello to his sister. I hope your family is growing the way you want and your life is perfect the way it should be. I would also like to say that if it wasn't for Maureen Watts and Gary, all your help over the years since I was 18, since them passed, has been amazing. We are still, as you know, we just found out we are family on mum's side. As most of you wouldn't be aware, Maureen and Gary had used to babysit my kids when they were little. They knew Jacob, they knew Joshua and Tanika. Maureen can even tell you that Jacob belongs to Shane Ragazat, known as Rags. I had him just after him and Kathy got together. I fell pregnant before him and Kathy got together officially. And Troy, if you're out there, mate, can you contact someone, let them know that you're okay? Because no one's been able to find you. I was the one that was there in the kitchen when Kathy went off her head at Troy and fucked him off for Shane. Maureen was there, all the kids were there, everyone was there except for Nicole. That was a big blur out the front of Maureen's at Mount Annan. I would like to say hello to a few people that are friends with Shane that I have met. I'll say hello. I like to say hello to Maddie Rickett. I hope your family is starting to improve from after the shit that they caused you, the shitstorm. I'm sorry that Kathy and Shane got your kids taken off you. I'm sorry to Deb for pretty much bringing the truth about Shane to light and what he's done to you in the past. That had nothing to do with me. As you know, it wasn't against you at all. I was actually on your side. When it comes down to his sister, to Shane's sister, I know this has been difficult because you've been put piggy in the middle between me, Jacob, and your brother. Samantha, you have done an amazing thing. You actually did step out of that circle and spoke to me about it. You have basically let Jacob know that his auntie's still there for him, regardless. when it comes down to it, everyone knows that I did have Tanika, Joshua, Jacob, Leon, Chelsea, Bailey, and Brianna, and Jaden. Those that have been a part of that birthing experience between any of them, I like to say, well, you guys have been the lucky ones, because the younger ones the younger two, as you know, would not know who their father is because of this situation. Their dad has not come and seen me about the rape allegations. No one has approached me about them face to face. They have not rang me. They have not contacted me in emails. They have not gotten a hold of me on Facebook. They have not sat down with me with a lawyer or in front of the police yet regarding these allegations. I've had nothing but trouble with this allegation. I've still got issues with this allegation. Those that I did meet in Cooma that day would know that I didn't have any issues back then when it came down to him or you guys. I was grateful that I got to meet you all, because that would have been actually a lot different for you to actually meet someone that he doesn't live with, someone that he doesn't travel around with. As you had seen yourself, I gave him so much fucking leeway. I didn't nag at him. I didn't harass him. I didn't fucking ask for anything. I didn't do anything to give him any reason to be pissed off. I didn't do anything wrong towards him. What brought this out is me working with Mastermind's psychiatrist. And we went through my upbringing to what's going on now with the stuff at Ermington and Bartlett Street. We are working with mental health still on the recovery after 10 years. About 2 years ago, I almost went into a relapse. I've tried jumping in front of a train, and I ended up at St. Vincent's Hospital. Thank you to that team that actually took me in. As you would be aware, I got admitted by a guy called Stephen, gay, that's part of the police force in New South Wales. His partner at that time would have told you probably the stupidest short stories, and they're quite funny. You won't believe them unless you're there. Stephen, thank you for being the biggest pain in my fucking ass. I'm sorry you had to find out who your family was the hard way when you went through all my stuff. I hope you're well, and I know you've moved on from the stations that you're at. I know you're in a new location again. I hope you're actually happy this time, because you keep moving everywhere. You're the most hardest fucking person to catch. I'd like to say thank you to the detective team I've got from Ermington, that's part of the Ermington problem, and with Whitey, that are based at Eastwood. You guys have worked hard enough to get what needs to be done. We are only waiting, as you know, on the location, time, and date. To those that are about to come on our team from Queensland, welcome aboard the crazy train. It's the only way I can put it. I am easygoing, and I will tell you straight up the truth. If I'm in the wrong, I will tell you that I am in the wrong. If I've done something that isn't true, I will admit it, and I will do it socially. As a lot of people that I did spend time with in the city as well, with in crisis accommodation and in any other situation I've come across, those that I did spend time with would know that I actually am quite a nice person. We went out to dinner, we hung out at the pubs, I paid for the dinner, as you know. Every time that I had money, I always gave it to you. Every time you needed anything, you got it. One of the girls in particular who spent a lot of time with me, she's from Wollongong herself. She went through a DV, lost her kids as well on top of it. I helped you out, as you know, and you can't tell I was any otherwise, because I took you to get a massage done, went and played the pokies, you loved that, and you had all those you got more pissed than anything. You're the one that we went shopping with, you're the one that basically I hung out with all the time. You used to come and get me off my level that I was on, you'll come and get me to come with you guys. Every time you went out to do something, it was, as you know, I kept to myself in everywhere I go. And for me to be involved in something, you need to approach me. So basically, if you want me to be part of your life, you approach me. Everyone that knows me knows that. So if you have come across me and you have spoken to me and you have seen me before, you probably have heard rumors, and that's all it is, just rumors. If you heard it from me straight up, then you know it's actually from the actual person itself. I have never once not been loyal to a person. I've been shitted on. I've been treated like shit. I've been taken for advantage, taken for a ride. I've been through DVs. I have been thrown across rooms by an MC member down in Melbourne when he's come back home drunk and off his face. I've found him cheating with the neighbours. I found them in his bed. Both girls in his bed with him. I was the one that got the lease for Wellington Street in St Kilda for me and Greg McMahon. Basically, that was the worst fucking mistake living with him. Anytime we went out anywhere, he would expect me to pay. Anytime we did shopping, he would only buy himself something and not me. Anytime I had to do something, I paid for myself. Anything I needed, he wouldn't get. It would always be a fucking if, but, a fucking, As you would know, if you know me personally, that there's no way I'm crazy, that my family's crazy. Only my dad's side. They're friggin', like, a lot of them are mental that we would have came across. They're the ones with the issues. They're the ones that can't accept the truth. They're the ones that listen to their mum's lies. But Lynn had got up and left her kids to be with Jeff and to run off and do whatever she wanted with Alan. Now, Alan raised her daughters. No one turned them against her. She turned them against herself. She disbanded her children to have her life that she's got. Now, basically, when it comes down to it, she never tells the truth. She told me the story that she got raped by her father, and her mum said that there's no way because she accused her mother standing in the doorway and watching what had happened. And she said that her mum allowed this to happen to her. And this is a story she told me when I first met her. And then she turned around next and told people that a whole different new story. She then tells people that I broke her fridge, as she got the fridge from Melissa. It was already broken. They already had issues with it. She said that I broke her washing machine. She said that I broke this, I broke that. I did not break anything of hers. I did not destroy anything of hers. I did not want to even spend much time with her when I moved in with her. She became quite nasty, bitter, jealous. She didn't like it when I achieved something and she didn't. I paid for her RSA, RCG at TAFE. She did that online and she went into a couple of classes. I did work at Junee Caravan and Holiday Park. And thank you guys for taking me on down there. I appreciate it, and I was only let go because there was no work and new management. Everyone lost their jobs that was working down there. Basically, when it came down to it, I've been working since year 9. My first job was McDonald's in Campbelltown on Queen Street. That's in New South Wales. I got that through Salvation Army employment. They were working with the high schools to actually get kids that wanted to work or had to work because of their family situations. I left in year 9. I went on to studying out of school. I worked at Copper. I worked at Warner Brothers Movie World in kitchens, as some of you head chefs will actually know from SeaWorld and everywhere. It was really nice working with you at the main kitchen in Warner Brothers. We did have a lot of fun over there. Water fights in the other kitchens for those chefs that actually did work with me. Those water fights with the buckets and the hoses at the same fucking time. I remember that. I got soaked. You all thought that was friggin' funny. I'd like to say thank you to Warner Brothers staff and the admin and the management for allowing me to work with you through your main kitchen and becoming the main kitchen head. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to do the functions that you actually got me to do with the Scooby-Doo ride to actually get my skills up. That I can tell everybody is, if you can get in with the main parks up there with anything like that, do it. The money is worth it. The what you learn from it, the experience is incredible. They have got the best jobs up there, and that's no joke. If you're into working with other people, with children's families, seeing big kids come in and actually enjoy the ride as much as the little kids, it is quite funny. If you ever want to work at something like that, just contact their administration office. They'll give you the recruiting site. They will put you on a waiting list for the next recruitment. You will find out it's seasonal work, so it's only a few months a year that they're actually open. So that's the only time you will be able to work for them. They're not a 24/7 park. We'll get that through here. It's not all year rounder. Basically, when it comes down to it, your career starter should be either, if you want hospitality, go with probably housekeeping or kitchen hand is actually a good one. They call it dishwasher, or they have all different things that actually say what you are. It's all different terms every state. You will meet some amazing chefs while you're going through the kitchens if you do the hospitality industry. I would like to thank Star City for also offering me a spot with them back when I came back to Sydney. I didn't take it up on the offer. I'd like to thank all the businesses in Sydney and Melbourne that have reached out for me to actually go and work for them. They gave me an opportunity to work in their kitchens. As a lot of you, the owners actually noticed when you did meet me, when I did go come in and say yes, when we did have the interviews, you did show me around and you're actually quite shocked on my experience and my judgment of your kitchen. You then, from a lot of experience from what I've been seeing, you did go and improve your kitchens and actually put in what you were missing and actually extended your staff as you needed. I would like to say thank you to Heather's partner, who actually asked me to work that night for your wife's birthday party. And for the cash in hand, I should say thank you for that. That was a massive bonus. I could never believe I could walk out with that much money just for a few hours worth of work. I can't believe I started at 6:30 that afternoon, only finished my shift at 4:30, did the function through to 4:30 in the morning, and you were the most... Heather, you got the most cheekiest bloody husband ever. You know, like, I can't